Hello, grade 9. This is our last lesson in Excel. So today we're going to learn about charts. The first lesson is lesson 5.1, and this talks about chart layouts, styles, and types. And there's basically three types of charts in Excel. The first is the bar chart, the line chart, and the pie chart. All used for different purposes. As you read through this first lesson, you will see what they're for. Creating charts in Excel is extremely simple. You can basically do it with 2 clicks. A couple of things that you can note, or that I want to note for you. The first is a tip that's right here on the left-hand side in the sidebar. You don't have to select all the data that you want to change the chart, that you want to create the chart with. You can just click anywhere within the range, so put your insertion anywhere in the range, and then click Insert and Chart, and it will assume that you want to use that information. There's also a shortcut key. One of the shortcut keys you can use is the F11 key. This will very quickly make a chart for you. And it's also important to note that charts are dynamic. And what that means is when you change the information, instantly the chart will also change. You don't have to change it. So open World Sales and complete this lesson. Another thing to note while you're completing lesson 5.2 is that you can change the chart type of an existing chart without redoing. So you don't have to delete the old chart and then make a new chart. You can just change the existing type of chart. The way you do that is you right click on the chart and you click on Change Chart Type from the shortcut menu. Lesson 5.3 talks about moving, resizing, copying, and deleting a chart. It's important to note that when you get a lot of charts, it's very important that you give your charts meaningful names to make them easier to find. Because if you don't give them a good name, you'll always be confused as to what chart is what. So give your chart a meaningful name when you start creating charts. For this lesson, you can open World Series number 1. Lesson 5.4 is going to show you the great intuitive ability of Excel. What I mean with that is Excel is able to kind of recognize what type of data you're using, and they will automatically recommend a chart type to use. So they'll recommend whether you should use a bar chart, a pie chart, or a line chart. If you open Hawaii Temperature 1, you can complete lesson 5.4. Lesson 5.5 deals with adding, removing chart elements using quick layout. So the term layout can be confusing. It is used to describe the elements that a chart contains. So in this case, it's used to describe the axis elements as well as the chart title. One thing to note about the horizontal and vertical axes, a chart normally shows category data along the horizontal axis. The horizontal is side to side, or also called the x-axis, and the vertical up and down axis normally contains the numerical data, so the numbers. The vertical axis is sometimes called the y-axis. So it's good to know this because that way you know where to put your data. And again, Excel will almost automatically do that for you when you create a chart with Excel. Open World Series 2 to continue with this lesson. Another thing to note in 5.5 is that Excel has chart layouts that are automatic layouts. Excel has determined the best way to show charts and the way that makes them look the best. So they call these layouts, and there are the layouts. If you go to the chart layout icon and the chart layout button and you hover over that button, you will see these layouts, and there are 11 different ones. In 5.6, you'll be working with those layouts. This is going to apply a predefined chart style and color set. It's just the same as we learned about in in PowerPoint and in Word when we use themes. In the same way, Excel also has predefined chart styles and color sets that they think works well together. So if you open World Sales 3, you can continue with this lesson. And then sometimes, for some reason, you might not like the way that Excel has displayed something, or they got some of the information wrong. In lesson 5.7, you'll manually format a chart element. Again, these chart elements are the axes, Y or X axis. It also could include the chart title or the legend or anything like that. So open World Series 3 also, or continue with World Series 3 to work through this lesson. In lesson 5.8, we learn how to be fancy. We will learn how to format a 3D elements and add drop shadows. Again, you've dealt with this in PowerPoint, also in Word, and it's a great way to add some professionalism to your chart. If you open World Series 4, you can do this in this lesson. And this is the last lesson for today. This is lesson 5.9. It deals with move, resize, add, position, and delete chart elements. Again, we've worked with chart elements, manually entered them, and in here you'll also learn how to get rid of them and to resize, to move them into different areas of the chart. So this is going to take World Series 5, open that file, to work through lesson 5.9. And that's where we'll end for this unit. I feel like the rest of this lesson 5 deals with source data, with changing source data. It's one of those things that we do not need to get into with the limited time that we have. And so we'll work with the lesson the way it is. If you want to understand more about how Excel treats the data that it uses to create the chart, you can absolutely look through the rest of the lessons. But for this class, for this year, we're not going to go over that. Thank you for watching.